Hello and thank you for joining us on the Tuesday edition of Journalist Hangout. I'm Ayodele Ozubakun. Today on the program, federal government extend NIN-SIM linkage till April 6. Governor May Malabuni reconcile former Zamfara Governor Abdulaziz Jari, Senator Marafa and others. And later on the show, Borno Speaker faults Lai Mohammed Olonishakin, says Guzamala local government area still under Boko Haram control. I'll be hanging out with Babajide Kolade Otitoju and Mayor Akipelu. So if you're ready, let the hangout start now. Yesterday was a very sad day indeed. Let's begin by paying tribute to one of Nigeria's most accomplished journalists and former Minister of Information and Culture, Prince Tony Momoh. He died on Monday at the age of 81. Babajide, this is a man that does not joke with journalist hangouts. Very, very painful. We're about to break the news before the end of journalist hangout yesterday, but we had to just make sure that we confirmed that story.
Yes, the news of his death came about 10 minutes before the end of the program, and we felt we had to double check before breaking that kind of sadness.
That kind of news.
We've been taught a lesson in the past, so one should never be in a hurry to break the news of anyone's death because it may not be true. So, but Prince Tony Momoh is gone, one of the first of our trade, and well-respected elder statesman and a great Buharist, die-hard Buharist, unrepentant Buharist.
Much loved Mr. President.
He loved Mr.
Was
President.
a member of CPC.
Yes, at a point when it was difficult to find people, or even of his generation, following the president. He will be sorely missed. He will be sorely missed. Is someone who believes so much in excellence and is sought to have young journalists do their best and take honesty seriously.
People like us, Mayor, we take solace in the fact that if people like Prince Tony Momoh cannot do anything without watching journalists hang out, and we're always very, very happy that, look, once we have viewers like this, once we have critics like this, when we have teacher, somebody like Prince Tony Momoh, that it's always very good to know that, yes, there's something you are doing right here.
Yeah, something to be proud of, because Prince Tony Momoh was one of the best journalists that we, distinguished journalists, very fearless. I remember with pride when he was editor of Daily Times, he had to take government to court to tell them that they could not be summoned by the National Assembly then to come and defend his story. Along with, we don't have a lot of them around again, their age is taking, death is taking them one after the other. So that's why we have to appreciate Shegun Shoba more and continue to pray for him to live long, because that is the generation and the golden generation of Nigerian journalism. It's the kind of people that make us proud of our profession. Was able to show that you can be a distinguished journalist and still do very well and still be honorable. And even when he moved into politics, he was still honorable and very frank.
And maintain your integrity.
Yes, I was able to maintain his integrity. So it's sad that we...
Very sad, very sad.
Yes.
We wish the family that God grants them the fortitude to bear the irreparable loss. Yes, Prince Tony Momoh at 81. And also, we'd like to condole with Honorable Abike Dabiri, Erewa, and Mommy Eregbogo left yesterday. Yes, Madam Saidat Abeke Eregbogo at the age of 90.
Yes.
I was privileged to have met her. I went to Ikorodu and Honorable Abike Dabiri took me to her, and I met Mommy, a real good woman, businesswoman, and a teacher. Babajide?
Yes, I'm sure that she lived a great life, and she must have been very proud of her daughter.
Yes.
A distinguished journalist in her time, one of the greatest to come out of our country, one of the greatest broadcasters to come out of Nigeria. And she's also distinguishing herself when the job that the president has given her.
Yes, yes.
So she's been a journalist, a politician, a lawmaker. So Mama must be happy where she is.
Wherever she is.
Abike is my sister. We're both from Ikorodu.
Yes.
And we are happy that Mommy lived well. You know, 90 is an age we all should be proud of. My mom is 97 now.
Wow.
And we live well in Ikorodu. We used to live long in Ikorodu. So I'm not surprised that Mommy was 90.
Okay, this is on the congratulations. We also like to congratulate one of our big fans in the United Kingdom, that's Madam Deborah Lagunju, who clocks 80 today. From all of us journalists, thank God, we say happy birthday to Mama and wish her many more happy returns. Babajide, we convey this greeting on behalf of our niece and one of our own, that's Jumoke Malakai.
Yes, it's a good thing to know that many elderly people watch us.
Yeah, across the world.
As old people, they can't move around as much as they used to move around. But they want to be sure that when they are watching TV, they are being fed the truth. And they know that there's nowhere else where they can be fed consistently with the truth like journalists hang out. So that's why a lot of the old people like us so much.
Yeah.
And we are proud of that. It's a thing of joy to me.
That's especially from the United Kingdom. We have
everywhere in the diaspora, anytime I travel out of the country, I used to discuss with everybody. I feel very proud when people approach me and talk about Journalist Hangout. Journalist Hangout is very popular in the diaspora. Very, very popular.
Thank you so much, people. Thank you for your support. Now, going to business now. For the opt-in time, the deadline for the ongoing National Identification Number, NIN, and Subscriber Identity Module, that SIM integration exercise, has been extended this time by 8 weeks. The new deadline is April 6th, 2021. All those because the National Identity Management Commission, NIN-SIM, and the authority concerned failed to see the writing on the wall. This vindicates the position of Babajide and other guests on the program that the dates were unrealistic due to the inadequate capacity on the part of NIN-SIM and the danger posed by COVID-19 pandemic. Let's share some of the comments with you.
We are going to be in for a hell of time. If the government insists that it's not going to shift, the dates, and also insists that people must get registered at this time that we're having the second wave of COVID-19, I think that there is need for a rethink, because we don't seem to have put firmly on ground, structures that can handle the kind of numbers that we are seeing at the moment.
Even if you are going to set a deadline, because Nigerians will always wait until the last minute to do things, we didn't show any form of seriousness until now. We didn't show, because what was the level of enlightenment? Did we also even improve capacity for people to register before now? We didn't show seriousness until December. And suddenly, we came up with an unrealistic deadline. I don't know why the minister chose to behave like that. He knew in his heart that that deadline was not realistic. No matter how good your intention is, you can't simply disconnect 164 million Nigerians. All you can do is have a time ceiling that is much more flexible for our people. I expected the deadline to be longer. I knew it was inevitable that sanity would prevail and that the deadline, the first deadline, will be extended. The truth is, there is a need beyond suspending that NIN and resuming when this whole thing has come down. That's the sensible thing for government to do. Suspend it. No one is bigger than the state. The minister is not bigger than the state. They've got to be able to tell him that, look, yes, you have bright ideas, but we can do this later. Not only is this exercise being done at an inauspicious time,
Oh, yeah.
We have not got the capacity to get all of the 208 million subscribers have their SIMs linked to their NIN before that time ceiling. Even if we were to extend the exercise up to the end of February, the ideal thing that we have suggested is give more time. I'm saying that we do not have the capacity.
At least for the moment.
If we do our best, by the end of February, we will still have 160 million lines.
You know, you are scaring me.
I think that our people should look at the consequences. We can still talk about the likely consequences because I think they need to suspend this thing at such a time like this. They need to allow people.
There's always a second opinion.
Second opinion.
Yeah.
The Federal Executive Council should meet and debate. One other thing here that we do not even discuss at any time is NIN alone. Where are the cards?
Yes.
The cards that are supposed to come with registration.
Are we ready for the exercise?
So
are giving people slips.
Just give me. I received my own slips more than 2 years ago. No card. And so many, I have not seen any card even in my office. So when the government is emphasizing NIN, where are the national identity cards that are supposed to come with this registration? Does it mean a whole commission like that does not have enough resources, or that some people who have taken money for the cards? So
okay,
these are rhetorical questions, but the answers should not blow in the wind.
You said, okay, we are going to get 170-something vendors to help. What can 170-something vendors do?
In a country of 2 million.
When we are dealing with more than 160 million people yet to be linked. What can they do? Look, even if we are linking people, even if we are doing 2 million a day, and we have no capacity to do that, we will still not meet this deadline.
Yes.
Yeah.
So people have to ask themselves, okay, what can we do? What is the capacity? How many people can we get linked per day? That will be able to tell us that, look, we're on a wild goose chase. And if we're on a wild goose chase, it makes sense to simply extend this thing instead of treating Nigerians with absolute disrespect, because forcing them to go and be struggling, some of them will wake up as early as 4 a.m.
Right.
What I'm saying is that the capacity to deliver this thing
It's not there.
is not there.
Yes, thank you for staying with us. And the NIN registration, the latest deadline now, 6th of April 2021. We said it earlier, Babajide, and it's unrealistic. The same thing when the All Progressive Congress wanted to embark on their re-registration exercise. The same observation was made by same Nigerians, saying that, look, you can't tell people not to go to church. You can't tell people not to go to do some other thing, restrict their movement, and you still want to encourage people. Babajide, this is another opportunity for Nigerians to just try and see if they can get it done between now and the 6th of April.
Yes, first and foremost, it's good that reason has prevailed. It was clear that we could not meet, Nigerians could not meet that deadline. And it was clear that it would be irresponsible to suddenly start disconnecting people at the expiration of the deadline. So the sensible thing to do is what we have done now. Increase it again. Give more people a chance to get their SIMs linked to their NIN. On an incremental basis, we will get there. But you can't just decree that February 6th or whatever.
People should be disconnected.
No, you can't do that, because that sector is one of the most critical sectors in our economy, delivering value and revenue. So we cannot afford to let that happen. I sat yesterday when they had their meeting. we have had 56.18 million NINs.
Registered people.
Yes. So 56.18.
We're making progress.
By the time we had that program, it was 47.8 million. So there's a bit of progress, and it will go on like that, you know. January 18, it was 47.8 million. So it's now at 56.18. So we are getting there.
Significantly.
Yes, we are getting there, but they may still need
more time
to extend it, because 8 weeks is not enough, certainly not enough.
More time. But I've never thought of that idea that I'll wake up in the morning, I'll go and face this kind of thing. The second wave of COVID-19, it has never crossed my mind that if you want to cut off your line, cut off your line. But I cannot risk this kind of thing.
Part of the problem is that governments they have programs that are not well thought out. What they are doing now is what they should have done at the beginning. It was obvious that the time was not realistic. But now they've asked the operators to assist in doing the registration, which is what they should have done in the first place. Because these operators registered SIM, and they were able to do it for everybody that was running. Yeah, and
they were able to update their data.
And they were able to do that. When there was a law to do that, all the operators were able to do that.
It took time,
need to go there and register yourself. Yeah, it took some time. So that's what they should have done. Just by fear, thinking that you have some few offices that are not well manned, you don't even have facilities. Even when you register, what they give you is slip. They don't even have the cards. So when you issue, but it's not because it's not well thought. Now that they've asked operators to do that, then over time the operators will be able to solve the problem.
So we hope that by this April, the number of Nigerians that would have, but it's not possible to cover the two.
It will improve significantly because the operators are doing it now. So when the major operators, Glow, MTN,
all of them are admitting.
So by the time they are doing that now,
all of them to go to my operator.
Yes, all of them have their outlets everywhere. So and they have the structure. Okay. You know, because when they were doing the registration of the SIM, you remember when you want to register your SIM, they will take your picture, they will they will capture your biodata and all that. Yes. So it's easy. They know it. They have the facilities and the infrastructure to be able to do that. So I think by April, there will be a significant improvement.
All right, moving on now. In politics, the more the merrier and stronger. The national chairman and the caretaker and extraordinary convention planning committee of the All Progressive Congress, that's APC, Governor Mai Mala Buni, has reconciled the immediate past governor of Zamfara State, Abdulaziz Jari, and his political rival, Senator Kabiru Marafa, as well as other stakeholders in Zamfara State chapter of the party. After a closed-door meeting at the party's national secretariat in Abuja on Monday, Governor Buni promised to embark on more reconciliation of aggrieved party leaders. Babajide, I think living up to the mandate of this committee, when it was set up, it was more of a caretaking and reconciliation committee. And APC lost woefully in 2019 some chapters of that its parties, especially talking about Zamfara, Rivers, some other states that it was as a result of internal wrangling within that party. And the governor of Yobe State now has not taken the bull by its own. And I know Abdulaziz Jari and Senator Kabiru Marafa, they were dagger drawn ahead of the 2019 election.
Yes, PDP snatched victory from the jaws of defeat because of the misunderstanding between the PDP and APC members in Zamfara over the primaries of the party. And the national leadership of the party also failed woefully to resolve the issue because the national leadership chose to take side instead of finding an effective means of solving the problem. But Mai Mala Buni has been going around trying to reconcile a lot of the aggrieved members of the party. You recall that he brought back the former Speaker of the House of Reps, Yakubu Dogara, and he's been talking to other people. So he called them to say, look, given the registration exercise that is taking place, they have to find a way to come together. And it was very successful because where you have the main people involved in the crisis just before the election, people like Kabir Marafa, Sani Jaji, Dawda Lawal, Dere, Sagir, Hamidu, and Koguna, Muhtari Shehu Koguna, the governorship aspirant of the Yari faction of the party, of the APC in Zamfara, because he was always stood for election and won resoundingly. They were all there, including the former speaker of the Zamfara State House of Assembly, who is the chief of staff to House of Rep Speaker, Bajabi Amila, currently. They were all part of the meeting. And today again, about an hour ago, they were even still meeting, the same sets of people. I think that at the end of the day, people like Yari have agreed that, look, the interest of the party is greater than individual interests and individual desires. Kabir Marafa too said, well, that what he wanted at that time was not even to become governor. He wanted to return to the Senate. And you've got to give it to him that in the Senate, he was more or less like an iconic figure, well respected because of the fact that he would choose to speak the truth, you know, at every opportunity. And he chaired one of the most lucrative committees, the Petroleum Downstream Committee. He chaired it under Bukola Saraki. So such a person would have loved to return to the Senate. But given his disagreement with Yari, who had both the knife and the yam, of course, he could not go anywhere. And having lost out...
That affected everybody.
Yes. Having lost out in the whole setup, he stuck to his court case
and
made sure that
the house.
Yes, the house that took him to the National Assembly, the party that made him what he is today. He and some others came together, Dawda Lawal and all of them, to say, well, if we don't get it, nobody gets it. And the PDP were just waiting.
PDP is like the dead party in that state.
Yes, no, it's like they didn't exist.
Figures, so we're talking about the figures released by INEC.
They could never win any election in the state. They
State House of Assembly,
to tell you,
House of Rep.
To tell you that PDP could never win an election in the state except the APC's hands were tied. Mahmuda Shinkafi won election on the platform of AMPP. Mahmuda Shinkafi now decided to join the PDP. Of course, he was not re-elected. That's a sitting governor. They've always voted in one direction. And when AMPP moved fully into the APC, they moved with AMPP into APC. It's just like imagining that PDP would defeat APC in Zamfara. Even if they wake Zulum up.
Okay, in Borno?
Yes, even if they wake him up while snoring, he will still win an election in that place with a huge landslide. If May Malabuni staggers out of bed and they say the election is ready in Yobe State, he will still win with an audacious margin. That is the way it is. Now they know that they have to come together to reclaim the state.
Okay, let's quickly take this break. When we come back, we'll talk more. It's your best program on television, reaching you from the best TV station, that's TVC News. Mayor Akipelu, the All Progressive Congress, they had it so bad in Zamfara State.
I'm happy for APC in Zamfara. I'm really happy for them. What I'm happy for them was because Senator Marafa and his supporters did something that is not right. You know, even when you had disagreements within a family, it's not reasonable for you to pull the house down because you didn't get what you want. So, but they did that, and everybody suffered for it in Safara. You know, they just donated the state to
The
a party, to PDP that thought there's nothing for us here. And they won on at all levels by default. But now, I think both of them have realized that because Marafa and Yari just made up their mind that they were not going to have anything to do with each other. So we have to...
Sworn enemies.
So we have to congratulate Governor Borno for having the skill to be able to convince them to bury the assets and work together. Because the only way, you know, when something is your state, it's not advisable for you to say that if I don't have it, nobody will have it. You understand? Even 20%, even 40% of something is better than nothing. So now that they have reconciled, I know that means Zamfara will go back to APC. But the person we should congratulate and is Borno, because he seems to have the skill to bring people back. If you remember, just a couple of days ago, the APM members in Ogun State House of Assembly have now come back to APC, which means that the crisis, because that was a crisis that was at the time that was ongoing. There was also a crisis in Ogun State APC where the governor, though his supporters went to APM and contested on APM, and he had to be suspended. It was lifted, and all these members are back into the party now. So it shows that Borno is doing something right, and if you can continue like that, then next election will be good for them. Because the major problem they had was this infighting in different chapters.
Even in Oyo State, Jide?
Yes,
in Oyo State now, I learned that the gladiators, they are talking now.
They are back. You see, but they still have Rivers, they still have Kwara. The worst crisis in the APC today is in Kwara.
Yes, we are looking for time.
Yes, we will do it on Thursday. The worst is Kwara. And May Malabune has his work cut out for him, because they must be able to resolve things even before the expiration of his caretakership, which will precede the national convention of the party. So he has to find a way to reconcile Rotimi Amechi and Senator Magsabe. These people were good friends.
Okay, Babajide, I've just been told that we have Governor Abdulaziz Jari on the line. Thank you for calling in, Your Excellency.
Thank you very much.
So tell us, how were you able to do it?
Actually, in 2018 primaries and the general election of 2019, we had very serious disagreement. And that disagreement, I think, is not in my but the interest. And now, I think the election is over. So as a people and party, we need to move forward. So many discussions, left, right, center, within the party, outside the party, elders, everyone is concerned about the issue that we need to come back together so that we can open a new page and continue with the relationship as a people and as a party. So yesterday, we met with the National Caretaker Committee headed by the Governor of Yodi, and each and every party understand that our being together is paramount and important than being in different group or classes. That's how we started in 2011. We came together and then we worked and then we succeeded. And as well, despite the issues in 2019, also we succeeded because the people understand where we are heading to. But at this point in time, we need to come together more than any other time. One, if you look at our party performance in every ramification, there are issues. A situation whereby we have the issue of insecurity, which we have been singing that we are going to ensure that we rid out of it within short time of Muhammad Buhari's tenure in post term. But unfortunately, because of so many reasons and so many sabotage, we cannot be able to do it. So, and also, if the party, you didn't give the security to the people and the other opponents are accusing or campaign economy against you on what you say you can perform as a general, and you didn't get it correct, and the other sector of the economy and the well-being of the party people as well challenges left, right, center, and then you are also disarray within the hierarchy of the party in the state, then it's going to be tough for us to see if we are to make it. But I know are coming together, inshallah, we are going to make a very huge, huge difference. Our people are there. They don't get anywhere. Largely who are the right voters, they are there for us. And when they saw us together, they will be more happier and they will be more confident in the future of what APC is going to look like as a president.
Were there concessions made in the course of the meeting?
No. It's not about the concession, because you see, it's only that when you have the party start talking of anything. We didn't discuss anything. Nobody said I'm interested in this, nobody said I'm in that. But we realized that both there's errors and mistakes that happen within the process, because some of us accuse the government and the party that there were never attempts to bring us together like this when the problem is on the ground.
Okay.
Had we made serious attempt to do that, definitely we have not get to where we are. So some of them said they cannot even do apology because the party is supposed to know that there's an issue. So what is will take? What cost is in to call these Greek people on the table, sit down with them, and then tell them, give them a marching order as a party that this is what we should go and do as a leader. We will not afford to have any issue while we are there. We have the steam governor, we have everything there, and then and we know. And the end of everything, whether it's senator, whether it's governor, on the zone is one seat, in the state is one seat. So let's go and do it rightly, so that those that lost, they should be thinking that they have future in the party. But party did not do that, and no one do that on the side of the government. So some of the people accuse both parties and government that maybe they're not interested in OPC as a project. That's why they allow such things to happen. Before the eye of hearing of the technical chairman. So many people, they open up and say of their mind. But the most important thing is coming together as a people continue to work for the party, for the success of the party in the
thank you. You would have lost some ground in Zamfara State. There's a PDP government there now, and across board, the House of Assembly and everything. And I know it's going to be more difficult to actually get your party together to the way it used to be before. But I want to thank you.
Let me tell you, the history of the process, if you can read the history from 1998 to date, is not PDP. So PDP is not an issue to us.
Yeah, Julian said it earlier.
Because the issue is when we voted for a governor in 2007, he decided to go to PDP because of our neighborhood with the era to the bank. People said, no, we didn't vote for a PDP. So they combined in 2011 and sacked him. And NPP returned. So the issue of PDP is not an issue. You didn't win even election. We didn't, I should say, you decamp. So whatever says, people will follow you. We know what all happened. So our coming together is a wake-up call to PDP, and they know that that is not their place. So please don't worry about that one. We're home and dry.
Okay. Thank you. Former governor of Zamfara State, Governor Abdulaziz Yari, and one-time chairman of Nigeria's Governors Forum. Well, let's just, we'll be looking around for other state chapters, and let's just believe that this is like a done deal.
And I also believe they've learned their lessons. It's obvious the way he spoke that they've learned their lessons, because they realized that they threw away the state.
Costly,
the state, costly. Yes. And that there is no reason for you to quarrel among brothers. And like he said, part of the problem was the national, the leadership of the national party.
That's why I said they took sides.
Yes,
instead
because they took sides, because they were against
Yari's interest. Candidates.
Yes. So they did not bring out the reconciliation that should have led to this. That's why I said we have to give a lot of credit to Governor Borno for what he has been able to achieve in the party.
All right, reaching home stretch now. The ongoing war against insurgency in Nigeria's northeast is still not without propaganda, or so it seems. While the Minister of Information, Alhaji Lai Mohammed, and the immediate past Chief of Defense Staff, General Gabriel Olorunshakin, claimed that no local government area is under the control of the insurgents, the Speaker of Borno State House of Assembly, Abdulkarim Lawan, begs to differ. The Speaker faulted the claim, saying that his constituency, Guzamala local government area, is under control of Boko Haram. I know the Speaker is a fan of journalist hangouts, and I know he watches every time, so he should know what he's saying. That Speaker Abdulkarim Lawan Babajide.
Everything that the Speaker said is true. Everything. People have asked me on Facebook, oh, why did he win this election? The problem with us in our country is that we do not even read enough about many parts of our country. In 20,
or we forget.
We don't read about, many people did not know that most of the elections in 2015 and 2019 were held inside IDP camps.
Yes. In Maiduguri.
In 2015, the people of Guzamala local government had their election inside the IDP camp, the one called Bakassi camp in Maiduguri Township on Damboa Road. In 2019, they had their election, that local government and other local governments in Borno North, the 10 local governments, they had their election in IDP camp in Monguno. There are some IDP camps too in some places like Gubio, you know. They had elections there.
INEC just organized to...
INEC created voting centers inside IDP camp. Even journalists, some journalists came on what I was asking, then how did he win the election? More than half of the elections were not held in towns. They were held inside IDP camps. Because you have a situation in which the local government headquarters is safe, you put soldiers there, but there is no other town outside of the local government where people are living. So are you going to do elections where people are not living?
It has been a trend since 2015.
INEC will not even go to places that are not safe.
Yeah.
So this is the thing.
Impact assessment before.
Guzamala local government has 150 settlements, 10 wards, and 108 voting points. There was nowhere election held in those places. So the Speaker is saying the truth. Someone also said, why didn't the Speaker say it before now? Of course, the Speaker has said it before now. It's not as if Olorunshakin left office, he is now talking. He said it before now. Even the governor too has said it, that I can't take development to at least 3 local governments because they are not safe. So this is the situation. Either in Borno North, Borno Central, Borno South, there are very few communities where people are living. And I said that this with a high sense of responsibility. And we have had someone like Senator Alin Dume saying that he had not gone to his hometown. His hometown is Ambagda in Goza local government. It's not been there since 2014. This is not fiction.
Wow.
I was talking about Senator Kiari the other day. I said, Senator Kiari has not gone home for 4 years. He said, no, Jide, you are not correct. I've not gone home since 2014. He corrected me. And Senator Kiari is from this same Borno North. So this is the thing. If you are from, there's a town called Gashigari. That Gashigari, Boko Haram killed 64 soldiers in one day there. Who will go and live there? The Speaker's town, Gudumbali. In 2014, Boko Haram took over the town. By 2018, we took the town back. General Burate and others, they came, they resettled people in the town. You know, Boko Haram killed about 120 people in that Gudumbali in one day. In fact, there is a cenotaph built in honor of the dead there, as I speak. So they brought them back, they brought people back in 2018. By September or so of that year, Boko Haram came again, slaughtered soldiers who were guarding the town. Then everybody fled. That's why nobody is there. And no single soldier is there. This is a fact. No proper Borno person will come out and say this speaker lied because they know it's the truth. The people who are saying, no, it's lying, there are people who sleep, who do not go to Borno, they can't take the risk. They sit in their homes and accuse other people of lying.
We've seen even in National Assembly, lawmakers, House of Rep members making the same declaration from Borno states on national TV.
Yeah, I think the problem has to do with the propaganda of government. They kept saying that Boko Haram was degraded and that what you have is just...
that there's no local government.
Yeah, that is just pockets of resistance, you understand, here and there, and that they are not in control of any local government. Deep in their hearts, they know they are not being honest. Because large part of Borno North is in the hands of Boko Haram. And it's not something, I don't know why they decided to use that style of propaganda. Because it's not something to be ashamed of to know that when you are fighting terrorists and terrorist group, especially ISWAP, that has network that's affiliated to ISIS, you understand? It will be difficult for you to have settlements in all those places because they will continue to do, it's not a conventional war, so there are no lines, you understand? They attack and they move to other locations, which is maybe even be in another country or around the Lakeshore region, and then they will come back. That was why our army could not hold grounds in places that they've captured. And they now came up with this idea of large camps, super camps, large camps where they can concentrate men and resources and then defend that area. And sometimes when they go on patrol, that is why they've lost a lot of men to counter ambush and all that. You understand? So it is not possible, given the reality on ground, for people to live in those places. So for government to continuously say people are there when they are not there is lying. And it is right for the speaker to let people know the problem they are going through there, so that especially when you have new service chiefs, so that they can make efforts, to be able to solve that. Yes, be able to solve that problem.
They want to return home
because the problem is there, and because you close your eyes, does not mean the problem will go away.
No, it won't go away.
Yes,
even if you continue to lie,
it will still remain.
The governor of Borno State has been to Cameroon, has been to Niger, has been to Chad to see IDPs. Borno people in Abadam local government, they are not, a lot of them are in Niger Republic, they are in Difa Kingdom, Difa Prefecture in Benin Republic. Nigerians, thousands of them hiding inside Niger Republic. We see these things, we give the impression that all is well, to the point that somebody wrote a speech for the president, which he read on June 12th, and claimed that all IDPs had returned home. How can anybody say that? In Maiduguri town alone, there are more than 20 IDP camps.
But that is why they are making that. That's why they are making that, because they're saying it for the president.
The biggest ones, some of the biggest ones are in Maiduguri, the Dalori. In fact, Dangote even helped them. He helped them build houses inside the camp. And they are still there. The last time I went, I saw some of the IDP camps. And somebody said they all returned home. Of course, the people were not happy. The people were not happy. You can't say
that kind of lie.
There are more than 400 people in the Monguno IDP camp alone. And you say everybody has gone home. So Borno people, you see the thing is, Borno people who feel this, who feel the pain, will be wondering what's going on. Who are the people lying to the president? Now some of them will come out and speak the truth. That's what, you can see the governor is sometimes angry. He speaks the way he likes in a manner that definitely even soldiers will not be happy, because the soldiers are making their own sacrifices. We've got to admit that. But there's a point that you get to that you get frustrated. That, what is going on? Look at Alagarno. It's in Kaga local government. It's one of the Boko Haram strongholds. They are still there. And you will say they are not holding any territory. Ajigi is a Boko Haram stronghold. They are still there. You will say they are not holding any territory. Talala is a Boko Haram stronghold. They are still there. That was where they chased General Shegun Adeniyi back the other day. You will say they are not holding anything. Where are they doing their meetings? We talk about ISWAP, the ISWAP have leadership, they have Sura Council, they have fighters. Where do they keep them if they are not holding any Nigerian territory? And you see people who have never traveled to Borno State, they too will say, no, it's a lie. I can tell you places that you go to, you not come back alive. Yes. In Borno there.
You know why they needed to lie to the president? Because, you know, there was this agitation until now that the president should change the service chiefs. The service chiefs needed to convince the president that things were not as bad as people were making it look. That in fact they are making progress.
You can talk to the president. Mr. President can talk to commanders on ground.
That's why he should have done.
He can talk to commanders on ground.
We also have to blame because the president is the commander in chief.
He does not have to listen to everything that the people are
talking. So he's the commander. He should be able to have alternate things from, because it seems as the commander-in-chief, he was not fully aware of what was going on in the battlefield. That's why his generals could lie to him. And they kept saying the same thing. Oh, even the information minister, based on past, based on information from the military, kept saying that, oh, Boko Haram, that just that pocket of something. That's why they are going for sub-targets and all that.
There's no people attacking the army barracks.
That was the position of
not sub-targets.
Because that was what they were told. That's what they were told, and these people were saying that.
Even
so
last weekend, they still attacked an army base.
Of course.
Last weekend.
And you know, we're always talking about the infantry, the guts it takes.
Yes, now, if you can attack a super camp, that means you have guts now.
Super camp.
If not because they do not have air support, air superiority, we will have been embarrassed.
Oh, of course.
We will have been embarrassed. Because at the end of the day, you dominate the skies. Warfare has changed. Why is America the most dominant military force in the world? Because of their control of the naval warfare and the battle in the air. They have overtaken Britain as the most dominant country when it comes to warfare on the sea and then in the air. They have more than 5,000 fighter jets. No country in the world comes close. That's the edge that they have.
Modern warfare is principally won in the air, yes. Because you need to soften places. It's just not bringing foot soldiers to do mop-up.
The idea,
5,000.
Yes, the idea of having stealth fighters, whereby you send them and the radar cannot detect, was the Americans that came up with it in the early 80s. And everyone is using it. They will have destroyed all your air defenses before you know that they are around. Because you can't detect them. They will evade your radar. They will do to you what Israel did to Saddam Hussein in 1981 when they bombed his nuclear reactor in Osirak to ashes. And all of the planes returned home safe. So you ask, do they not have air defenses? How come they could not bring down those F-16s that did the damage? They burnt it to ashes. Coordinated bombing. They were flying wing to wing. Just stayed there bombing and bombing for so many hours. And they left. So this is the thing. Warfare has gone beyond all of this. Yes, propaganda is necessary. But let people see the substance. That's why I praised the Chief of Air Staff. He said that there's no local government that Boko Haram fully controls. That was what he told me back then. That was in 2016, October 2016. But we are talking about 2021
yes,
now.
You know why I said that? You know why I said that? Because when Boko Haram takes a local government, they don't have the capacity to stay for so long. Why they could stay now is because we abandoned those areas to them. If we had
no, even forces, at the time he said it, they took this place back in 2018. Okay, I said they came back. Yeah. We won it back. They took it back 2018. Then chased soldiers away. And after that, because the army would ask itself that, look, should we continue to maintain some of these bases?
Because they don't have the manpower to do it.
You see, where bases are continually attacked, after a while they take the decision to not sustain the base. That's what I've seen.
Oh.
Yes, in some places. We had Zari, for example, where they killed our soldiers the other day. There's no base there.
Because
They're not keeping the base
they can't have enough soldiers on ground from these people. Because these people are well equipped and they are coming. There's an attacking
before
force.
they even come, they will know the number of
The number of people.
They will now bring more people.
That's why because initially when they used to have bases like that, and you know you have to look at the issue of logistics, how you are going to send supplies to those areas. You understand? So if you have a lot of bases and you don't have the wherewithal to be able to take supplies to them, they will just isolate them and kill them.
Even logistics.
So
they
yes,
always attack logistics.
Yes, because you have to take supplies to them, and it's hard to supply. Yes, you have to supply the.
Look at what happened in Gorigi, where we lost dozens of soldiers. It was the tanker that they fired mortar rounds at, and it was a logistic convoy just going. Yeah. So they targeted the tanker, the one with the fuel. They targeted it. So many people died. So we are still dealing with a dangerous opponent, and we have to admit that we have to know that the opponent is still dangerous.
And I see hope with this.
If we have time, Ayo, maybe one of these days, all of the towns where there are people are not living, there are some local governments, you have only one town where you have people. The other places, nobody. There are some local governments where it's only soldiers you have.
Okay. Advice our viewers to
so
tune in on Sundays.
when we have Sundays, time, I will mention all of these places. I don't just go to Borno for nothing. All of those places, I will mention them so that people will know. And whoever, because I have never spoken about a community that the people can't go, that anybody called to say, no, that's my town, I went there last week. No,
when you went to all these places and you live on skate, is it
no,
Sunday Bowl kind of
no, the truth is, let me tell you.
Yeah.
I've traveled with the Air Force. I've gone with the Air Force on missions. Mid-air, we could see communities that are not inhabited. I saw plenty of them. So it's not by being going there physically, standing there, putting my boot on ground. No.
Like Neil Armstrong.
So are you saying that you don't have Sunday Bowl kind of protection?
No. I don't. Don't let them try to test me whether I have Sunday's vest.
Sunday's vest.
Thank you for your contribution.
Thank you.
Thank you. And the messenger himself, thank you for always being there. And that's our offering today. Join us tomorrow for another episode of the program. You can also watch us on YouTube, youtube.com/TVC News Nigeria. I'm Ayodele Uzubakun. Bye for now, and please stay safe.